Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some action figure news that I want to talk about and give you guys an update on some of the stuff that we know are coming, but also share with you some new information that I recently found out. So without further ado, let's get started. And we're gonna open up with this, a knockoff of Figma number 628 Alice. Namely, while my copy is on its way to me, I've noticed that the listing is gone from DC Marvel Toy Store, and so I contacted them to see why that is. And I found out that the quality of this KO is not that good, so the store decided not to sell it anymore because even though it's a KO, it's not in store's interest to get disputes on products that they are selling. They also told me that the shipments from the factory that is making this copy are not stable, and so again the listing is no longer available on DC Marvel Toy Store. I will still review the figure when it arrives, that's my job, but I feel bad for all of those who were excited about this copy. Unfortunately, that's how it is with these knockoffs and bootlegs. Sometimes they turn out good and sometimes they turn out very bad. And unfortunately, this is one of those bad examples. Moving forward, we have some exciting AC Factory news. Namely, as I talked about in my previous videos, this company is not as big as City Toys, and because of that, their production is much slower. That is why we are waiting for such a long time for them to finally release their Ryu Hayabusa copy. I asked the store when we can expect it to be released, and they told me that it should be out around the end of November, but take that info with a grain of salt because the release time could be postponed again. We are now a month away from that potential release, so we'll see what will happen. But while we are waiting, we actually have few shots showing updates to what they are now doing with this figure. This photo shows that they are increasing the length of the blade on Ryu's sword by 10%. Original is in the middle, and above and below it we have prototypes of AC Factory copy. I'm not sure why they are making the blade longer. Is that something that the fans were complaining about with the original release? If you guys know anything about it, please let me know down in the comments. Next, we have a better look at that extra head accessory that we already saw before. It is still not fully painted, obviously, but the sculpt looks good, and I have no doubt that the end product will look great. And this is the last image that I got, and here they are highlighting their custom work on the joint of Ryu's scarf. Namely, on previous two copies that I reviewed on the channel and that you can check out over the links in the description, this scarf joint tends to be a little bit frustrating because it can fall out of the peg hole when you are messing around with the figure. That small joint has to hold a big piece of scarf that sticks back from the figure, and so the guys from AC Factory obviously recognized that as an issue and decided to customize it. As you can see here on this photo, it says that they changed the existing Riveltech joint with a 5mm nail joint that is much tighter and it will hold the pose much better. They also stated that on the final product it will be colored black, so it will match the rest of the scarf. I am looking forward to this figure because these guys are putting a lot of effort into it, and seeing how long they are working on it, I have no doubt that it will end up being great, same as what they did with their Ultron. But that's actually not all. I also found out the AC Factory schedule of figures that they plan to produce. Listen to this. Next one in line after Ryu is Eren from Attack on Titan, and we know that for a while now. But after that, they plan on making Bloodshot, but I don't know in what style. I have no idea if they are making a copy of an existing figure of this character, or are they making some kind of custom version. When I think about AC Factory, I think about Riveltech knockoffs, because their first figure was Ultron, their upcoming figure is Ryu, after that Eren, and we also know that they are interested in making a copy of War Machine, so all Riveltech figures. And I'm not sure that there is a Riveltech Bloodshot figure. I might be wrong. If I am, please guys correct me in the comments. But again, either they plan to copy some of the existing non-Riveltech figures, or they plan to make a custom one maybe in a Riveltech style, which would be very interesting to see. The name of this character is all that we have, and everything else, at least for now, is just pure speculation. But that's not all. They also plan to make a copy of Winter Soldier. That's right, Winter Soldier. Now, we already have a knockoff of Riveltech Winter Soldier that I reviewed, and the link is in the description, and while it's not bad at all, I actually like that figure, I'm sure AC Factory could make a much better version and maybe make some improvements, because, as we saw with Ryu, they do like to do that. But they could maybe also add some extra accessories that didn't come with the original, like some weapons for example. We saw them them adding extra accessories with their Ultron, so that could be the case here as well. But maybe I'm completely wrong. They are planning to make a KO of some other version of Winter Soldier, maybe Mafex or something else. I have no idea because, again, I only have the name. But this is still not all. After Winter Soldier, they also plan on making a knockoff of Thor. And in this case, I'm almost 100% sure it will be a Revoltech copy. It has to be, because this is one of the figures that a lot of people are asking for a long time to be copied. People would love to see it, and I'm sure that the guys from AC Factory are aware of that. I also don't have that figure, so I wouldn't mind seeing a great copy of it. Recently I've started seeing some of you guys commenting on my videos how you want to see these companies making KOs of older Revoltech figures, and it looks like that is what is happening here. It is all very slow because, again, AC is a small company, but they gave us Ultron. They will make Thor, and who knows what else they will have in store for us in the future. It would be great if they could produce their figures a little bit faster, and maybe the company will grow in time so they will be able to do it, but for now, unfortunately, we have to wait for a long time for each of their releases. I would also love to see their copy of Revoltech Captain America, or just imagine if they would take that older Revoltech Wolverine and then updated it and customize it. That would actually be incredible. But with all of the figures that AC Factory plans to make, there is one question that is hanging above our heads, and that is, of course, what is going on with their War Machine? Well, I asked that question, and the guys from DC Marvel Toy Store, that is, remember, the official AC Factory store on AliExpress, and they told me that War Machine will happen, but probably after all other figures that I just talked about. So, first it's going to be Ryu, then Eren, Bloodshot, Winter Soldier and Thor, and only after all of them we will probably get War Machine. In other words, if nothing changes with their tempo and they keep releasing 1 or 2 figures per year, we could get that AC Factory War Machine sometime in 2028. And that's just crazy. I really hope that things will speed up with them and that they will be able to produce more figures in a shorter time. So there you go. That is an update to AC Factory and their plans for the future. What do you guys think about this? I am very curious to hear, out of all of the figures that they said they plan to make, which one would you rather see first? War Machine, Thor, or some of the other names? Which one would you love to get first? Let me know, because I would prefer to see War Machine first, but maybe that's just me. Next, we are now moving forward to City Toys and Mastoys news and updates. First, their blue Batman Hush number 105 is scheduled to be released during November, so this month that we are now in. We still don't know the exact date, but when I find out, I'll let you guys know. This is probably their last release in 2025, and same as you guys, I'm very excited to hear what they plan to do next. Will it be Hush Superman or something else? We'll probably find out soon. Now, for their other releases, the next batch of Mastoys Superior Spider-Man is expected to arrive in early November, and the next batch of Mastoys Symbiote Spidey is expected to arrive around November 10th. So if your order has not been dispatched yet, please do not worry. Guys from City Toys ask for your patience and understanding because the production capacity of Mastoys Factory is limited. They say that they have urged the factory to accelerate the production of Superior and Symbiote Spider-Man. Mastoys Scarlet Spider Kane Parker is in stock now, and same goes for City Toys Daredevil and all other releases except Toby and Gwen. Now, as we talked about before, Mastoys plan on making Scarlet Spider and Venom in this same Revoltech style, and now they say that the mold for that new Scarlet Spider has been completed. But there is no production capacity for the time being because the factory is too busy producing Superior and Symbiote Spider-Man. So they are not sure when it will be available to produce the new Mastoys Scarlet Spider for the time being, so this is all we know for now, that the mold for Scarlet Spider is finished and ready for production, but when will that start? We still don't know. Obviously, there is a great demand for Superior and Symbiote Spider-Man, so they have to deal with those orders first before they put up listings for Scarlet Spider. But this also means that between Scarlet Spider and Venom, Scarlet Spider will be the first one going into production. And that was kind of expected because it's a figure in line with the rest of the figures that they did so far in terms of body mold and its size. Venom is much bigger, and they still need to determine what will be the cost to produce it and what will be the price of the finished product. I'm sure we'll get both, but we have to be patient. Until Until then, all available City Toys and Mastoys figures, including those that are in production, are listed in the description of the video so that it is easier for you guys to get any of them that you need. As I always say, I suggest you use my links because that way you are helping out the channel without any additional cost for you, and you can also be sure that you are ordering from official CT, AC and Mastoys stores so you won't get scammed. So we are helping each other out. But there is also something else, and this is a small bonus for those of you who got this far into the video and that are actually listening to what I'm saying. Now this is something that should remain low-key, so I will just briefly mention it and move on from that. You know how Funly Toy Store is the only official CT and Mastoys store on AliExpress? Well, I have a secret to tell you. That is now changing. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you their new store called KK Outdoor Boutique Store. Yeah, I know, these names are kind of silly, but that's not really important. In the near future, this KK Outdoor Boutique Store will probably be the only official CT and Mastoys store on this platform. Now, this does not affect any existing orders, so don't worry. This is only something you should know for the future. My shared links will start to lead you to this store down the line, so this is just a heads up so that you don't get surprised or confused. Got it? Okay. In other news, we have a new knockoff of Storm Collectibles Baki Hanma in his clothes. It is up for pre-order on DC Marvel Toy Store, and link is also down in the description in case you want to get it. I did order a copy and I will review it when I get it. There is also a new, at least I think it's new, Demonical Fit Dragon Ball Z Son Goku on pre-order on the same store. I've heard that these figures are good, and I've been waiting to get a little bit into these Dragon Ball figures, so I did order a copy of this Goku and I will also review it when it comes out. But I wanted to ask you guys, do you have any experience with these Demonical Fit Dragon Ball figures? Is their quality as good as I've heard it is? Let me know. Next, both DC Marvel Store and Selix Store have listings for some of these new 1/12 base bodies in case you're interested in those. I will probably review both of them because I really enjoy articulation that these base bodies have. I always love to see what company did a better job. So in case you are interested in these, links are in the description. Recently I reviewed all 3 Storm Collectibles Street Fighter KOs that I got, but I still have a lot more to cover until the end of the year, so stay tuned for all of that. But that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know your thoughts about what AC Factory is doing, about what CT and Mastoys are doing, all of it. Share your feedback down in the comments. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon and channel members for their support. If you can also join and help, please do so. Links are in the video description. And of course, to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.